I don't believe in functions. I don't see a product manager like a product manager. The way I look at it is that that's their mode of output. All of us are working towards a single outcome, which is basically the betterment of the business and more value creation for the user. Right, I think I was brought up pretty much in Bangalore for a lot of formative years. 9th till 12th, I think my family shifted to Hyderabad. There was this school called Parachute Regiment School. Very strict, very disciplinarian in nature, but very beautiful campus. Then I think I did a 2-year stint in KV Hebal also. I've always liked the problem solving aspect that came from, like, let's say my education. I was also prepping like every other engineer for JEE. I got through, and then I learned that there was this one department called Department of Design in IIT Guwahati. The course structure was very different. How you have BTech, you have BDes, but like in BTech you would do one of computer science or mechanical or electrical or something like that, and design has similar streams. The one constant before that was I always constantly like to explore multitude of things, so that coupled with the fact that I didn't have a good enough rank really appealed to me. 2014, I think India just started to move away from offering of design as a service to design as an in-house capability. So I went and actually joined this place called Claris Technologies, which is pretty well known. Spent I think 2.5 years there. It was practically college because I think everyone right from my director to my manager were all my seniors from 10, 12, 13 years in college. I think there the experience was more in terms of like, got my hands dirty across different segments, right? Like be it B2B, B2C. But I think what the takeaway really over there was communication, because at the end of the day, if you're not really able to convince your stakeholder or your client about like what value you're adding, I think it practically does not really amount to anything. Eventually, I think I joined Medline somewhere around 2017 Jan. This was like a fairly small team, which was another thing that I was looking for. I think we were just like 3 designers in total with 1 head of design who resigned 2 months into my joining, which was very interesting. At the end of the day, it was 2 of us for like a year and a half, handling 2 lines of businesses completely on our own. I think that whole period taught us a lot about like what you really need to do, because at the end of the day, you need to marry your business needs with your like users' needs, or else you're not really creating value for both sides of the coin. ClearTax was an experiment, I would say. It was interesting because when I joined ClearTax, I think I was one of the 2 or 3 designers only. The good part was, I think Watson, who's the co-founder, he basically walked up to me and he's like, listen, we have the B2B business which is performing really well, and that is where most of our cash comes from, and we have the B2C business which is very counterintuitive because that's what a lot of people know ClearTax for, right? The filing tool. And he's like, problem statement 1 is maintain the B2B business and create new products there. Problem statement 2 is we don't have a B2C presence, very frankly, apart from filing, so create something out of scratch over there. I think from there we made this app called Black by ClearTax, which is there in the market right now. I actually don't like read a lot. Most of the insight discovery, it's a matter of chance. You might be walking past a insight like for 365 days a year and you might not realize it. Razorpay was interesting. It's by far, I think, my favorite workplace. Basically joined Razorpay as a lead designer. We were 3 people, my manager Sony, me and another design lead Pingal. We both took ownership of like 5 areas each, and our core responsibility was to ensure that we were creating enough value in those directions. It was a fairly different phenomenon for me because like I've never been a part of like a huge design team. I think when I joined, Razorpay was roughly around like 40 designers, and right now I think we're at 80 or 85. So Razorpay is a great cultural shift. Like I think they have a culture of transparency, diversity. I think they've also been called out for some nice policies they had with respect to insurance and all. It's very progressive, it's very inclusive. I think those are the first impressions of Razorpay, and the good part is that I think they are still my impressions about Razorpay 2.5 years down the line. Udayan was in RazorpayX. I think it was near GX1 time. I think I pinged him because I just thought the course was interesting. GrowthX in general has been way better articulation to self. Second was anything is basically a framework plus like a million nuances. The more nuances you can optimize for, the better, but we all know we have to stop somewhere. Capstone was really crazy. So I think we were a team of like 11 people. We didn't expect that we would be anywhere near the top 3. But I think what we did have was when we had actually submitted what we did, there was a sense of satisfaction that, okay, not the best possible submission, but from an effort perspective, I don't think we could have really done anything more. GrowthX community is the first community where I felt like, okay, you know what, if there's something being posted, it is definitely going to add value to my day. So that is the third part. I'm looking forward to be a part of a community for the first time in God knows how long. The next step for me in terms of RazorpayX, there are some things that I definitely want to achieve. We're still nowhere close to where we want to be. We know that as a product, we are the best in the space, but our best is not good enough for the customer. And the second part is to sort of like really take it to a place where it is a significant contributor to the financial workflow of any business in general. Those are the two immediate like sort of aims professionally that I have for myself. Also looking forward to working with a lot of like very bright-eyed designers. It's always very rewarding.